Tuesday's Gemara of Tzadik Aleph. Here we have the Gemara of Gvia ben Psisya, which the Rebbe used to talk a lot about. A person volunteered to help Eden out, and the Rebbe was then talking about the idea, which we'll soon see, that you put 2 fingers in cold water. Two fingers cold water. People are too lazy to do the right thing, and the Rebbe used to talk about how to do the right thing, sometimes you have to put your fingers in cold water. Just fingers. And Green Sister volunteered and he saved Klal Yisrael. As we'll see the number of stories in the debates. This Mabakir will be a piece, as we'll soon see. This Apakir said to be a piece here. Woe to you people who are guilty. The Amrit, and you say Mesa Chayin, and you say that those who are dead will come back to life. And the Chayin, Mesa, we see with our own eyes, the living die, the Mesa Chayin, the dead come back to life. Doesn't make sense. He said back to him, then woe is to you. He spoke a little chutzpah. The Amritan, you say, you say, wow, the dead can't come back to life. Let me ask a question. Do I have a person who didn't exist yesterday? Suddenly suddenly comes to life. The Havik somebody who already lived in the past, surely can come back to life. He got very annoyed. You became personal. I can call you guilty. You have no right to call me guilty. So he said, if I want to say, I will step on you, kick you, he must have been a hunchback, a terrible hunchback. I will straighten your back out. If you tackle lie me down on the ground and you jump on my back and you straighten it out, I'll call you a wonderful doctor. I'll give you whatever you want. That was a pretty cluey guy, just give me a sincere. There's a big argument in who exactly he was. We know nothing really about him. The so this is always Shabbos Mevorchim after Pesach. The Rebbe used to talk about different issues that are relevant to 770 or relevant to matters of Crown Heights community, and he would talk about mikveh, talk about hotel, different things, and he would say that people are not prepared to put 2 fingers in cold water. And the Gemara gives us this date to tell you that after Pesach, when you had this from Hashem, let's see some miracles from human beings. He's not tilu the Musai me Yehuda b'Yerushalayim. So he said that it was the 24th day of what do you call it? That they took away land, whatever it is, from Yehuda Shalim. They came in to claim parts of Yerushalayim. Kishabob in Africa, there were different people who came in to claim things from the Yidden. So first, the people from Africa came, London and Israel, and they came in front of a tribunal. Lifnei Alexander's Mugdin, in front of Alexander Mugdin. Amrullah, Eretz Canaan Shalanu, Israel belongs to us. Palestine is ours. The Chesiv says Eretz Canaan Legulasa, that the land of Canaan and its Gula belongs to which you guys. It's the Torah acknowledges it's the land of Canaan. Canaan is the son of Noach. Where is Africa? Canaan, our ancestor. Give me permission. I will go and debate them. Lifnei Alexander's Mukdin. If I succeed, Amru, you guys can say, you can say, wow, even an ordinary person, nobody even knows who he is, can we succeed you? Leave us alone. The Imani and I'd say, sorry. Sorry, so we're on. If they succeed over me, Amro say, hey, what's the big deal? You want a simple person. Let's have a debate with the Talmud Chacham. Amrulhem say to them, this guy's a some person. So he was obviously very humble. He went. But then we had this debate. What's your proof? Very tight. I'll bring it out from the very same title. It says, was so upset with his son Chom, what he did. He said, you will be the servants. Eved Shekonin Achasim, an Eved who acquires the estate. Eved Lamina Chosmi, who owns the Eved, who owns the estate. But not only that, in fact, you haven't been working for us lately. Come here. We need some help. Good question, good answer response. You respond. They said, give us 3 days time. Nosman's man, Bottle must couldn't find an actual Miyad Borcha, they all fled. The Hinichus, so they saying, could they already claim some of the land? So, the right of return. So they left behind the fields, Kashain's right, they were growing, the Kamein, the vineyards, Kashain, the tools were planted. This happened in 48. They all ran away and they left behind all these farms. But Isa Shana Shemi, and that year was Shemitah was perfect, so Goyish land. A similar story happened that Bo B'nai Mitzrayim Lodin Ibn Israel. Now the people of the Egyptians came. Leif Alexander Mogen Amalai had a ointment. They argued Hashem Nosas Chena Am B'nai Mitzrayim. They even found favor in the eyes of the Egyptians by Yishalom, and they lent them. It says clearly he's alone. Through Lanu Kesev is option it out in men. It gives back all of the loans you guys took. Same thing. Give me permission. Listen, Alexander. They beat me. I'm like, big deal. Simple person you beat. If I beat them, not slow the shows for Allah. He went. The Donny Mum, he had an argument. Where's the bossy basis? I'm not tight. You're very tight. I'm good. After you live, I'm not tight. It says, how long did he live in Mitzrayim? 430 years. Have you paid his wages yet? 600,000 people. She parted them in Mitzrayim for you guys owe us trillions. Good response. Respond to them. Give us 3 days time. Couldn't find an answer. They never behind their field. All planted, they fled on the streets. Third time. Lodin in Yisrael. Lifnei Alexander's Mogdim. They said, Eretz Canaan Shalonu Ushulachem. Let's share. Okay, you're right. But we Arabs also come from Ishmael, and we have a share. It said, we're both descendants of Abraham. Now he has a very track record. So far, so good. So I'm truly sure I'll go argue them for an exam. Even not going to beat me, I'm going to head you beat us to head it. The Manila Teches, I'm going to tell you this Moshe Rabbeinu is after him. Nothing to shows how he went to Donim. I'm going to we bring a knife from. He said to them, I will bring a knife from the very Torah. Remember it says, Yitin Avram is kol ashaloi liYitzchak. You gave Avram everything he had to Yitzchak. Ulevnei Plakshim Asher Avram Nosan Avram Matanis. It says there that that Avram gave everything he had. He gave to Yitzchak, and to the Bnei Plakshim Avram he gave something else. He gave them Matanis. So everything he had, the land that he was promised, that went to Yitzchak, to the Bnei Yisrael. And to the Yishmael, he gave them gifts. Now, a person who gives a living will, and in his living will, he already decided to give the bulk of his assets to one son. And he separated them. He didn't say, okay, we'll divide the assets. He separated them. What time does he have? No, my matanas, what did he give him? He gave them the name of Tumah. Rashi says he gave them Kishuf U'Maisa Shedim, which is interesting. Why? So this is what we said before, that they have the machlekes, they have the koyach. The Kishuf came from this. Antoninus said to Rebbe, we're going to learn in the beginning of the Zohar about Antoninus, and Taisus has a whole discussion there, small Taisus, whether Antoninus actually converted. He was a king. He was either a king or he was a governor. And he became a very close friend to Rebbe, and he moved near Rebbe, and they had a tunnel between the two houses, and they used to meet and sit and learn together. So, and Antoninus, we'll learn more about in the beginning of Avodah Zarah. So this Antoninus said to Rebbe, Guf in the Sham. When a person dies, come up to Shemayim, and Hashem says, how come you did this Avera? They can pat themselves minadin. Cater how? Guf, the Guf says, the Guf says, the Shamachas, it's your fault. The day you left me, I haven't sinned. I'm just lying there in the ground. The cave it. So in the Shama Tainus, Guf Chata, you sinned. The day I left you, I'm flying I'm in Gan Eden, wherever I am. I haven't done Anavera. So what do we do? How's Able to punish them? Amalei said to him, he said, I'll give you a beautiful example. A human king, there's no beautiful orchard, and it had because it's nice, had beautiful fruits. The first fruits, he put the two guards. One was limping and one was blind, so that they shouldn't be stealing themselves, and they should guard it. The blind, the limping person says, the blind person, you know what we're guarding over here? Because it's nice and you like beautiful fruits. But I can't pick them. I can't walk. Boy, here kiveni, put me on your shoulders. The nadim la'achlam, and I'll bring me there so we can eat together. Rochav chigel gabasumas. He wrote on top of the shoulder of the summah baby and brought them ba'achlam and he ate them. The yamim later on, a few days later, Bob Balapardas, the owner of the orchard, came and said, "Amalam, but good night, hey, when I go my new fruits, I asked you to guard them." What do you want from me? Yeah, you put a limping person there. I can't go there. You're accusing me. I had no idea what was going there. I can't see. So what do you do? He put the chiger on top of the blind person, but don't he judged as if they're one person. Af HaKadosh Baruch Hu Mevin Neshama v'Zorke B'Guf. Take the Neshama, put it in the goof, but don't also get a treat like one. Remember, it says Yikra L'Shamayim Ma'al V'La Oretz L'Adayin Imay. He brings from Shemayim the Neshama from above and the goof from the Oretz, and Yikra L'Shamayim Ma'al the Neshama V'La Oretz Imay Zeh goof, and he punch them together. The Gemara says in Sukkah that Rav Shimon Yochai says there's only two tzaddik in the world. It's I and my son, and I can pater the whole world min hadin. And they all wonder how. And knows he can, if the halacha is like him. So I saw once a beautiful shot. Thing of Shushan Asapok. He said a beautiful shot. He says the Gemara here says that how does Abisha punish us? The only way Abisha punishes is puts the Neshama and the goof together. In Tzadik Aleph in Gemara in Shabbos, there's an argument if Zeh Einu Yochel v'Zeh Einu Yochel. Two people, Shnaim Shasu, two people do something. And are they, if two people do something, are they liable or not? Rab Shimon says Potter. So Rab Shimon says, according to me, the only way the Eibush can punish us is by putting the Shom and Guf together. It's two. Zayin and Yachol, true, each one alone can exist, but together they can exist. I hold Potter. That's what he means. Anyway, continuing the discussion of the Rebbe, why is it rising in the east and set in the west? Whichever way you'll go, you'll ask the same question. That's not a logical question. This is my question. The whole idea is, why does this go all the way to the west and set? Why doesn't it stop in the middle of the sky? They lead in Shalom L'Kainin, wants to give Shalom to its master. The Eibush is found in the west. It says when they bow down to the Eibush. It's not the covenant for a servant to go all the way up in front of the nose of the king. You should stand a certain distance. So the sun should stop in the middle of the sky. And then to do it's bedding down, and then the tail, and then go up to heaven. That's it. Close down. So Rabbi answers him, because if the sun is bright and suddenly becomes dark, nobody's ready for it. This way, slowly sets. When does it enter a person's form? Is it when a person becomes born and comes out and emerges from the mother, or the moment of conception, which is how most Rishonim learn? But Rashi learns, which is very hard to understand. Rashi says, from the moment the Malach decides, we had like 40 days before a person, in the beginning, 40 days before a person is born, the Malach decides of who this person will be, and what it will be, and so on and so forth. From that moment. So it's hard to understand where exactly is the neshama. There's nothing there. Unless it's like sort of the neshama is put aside, you belong to, there's a Oitzer Aguf, there's a big warehouse of neshamas, treasure of neshamas, and it's been set aside. And that's what it means. Rebbe said, when it forms and comes out, it emerges. A piece of meat can last 3 days without soul. How did it live in the mother's womb? It's alive, it's a living thing. The moment it was conceived, the moment that the Eibush decided to give birth. I learned this month, and it's logical. He had no basis, but a Mikra would say that I realized from a pasuk actually he's right. Remember, it says that the moment that you thought of me, or the moment you can be conceived, Shamra Ruchi, you already watched my neshama. From when does the Yetzer Hara come into a person? We know that the Yetzer Tov comes in when you're bar mitzvah, but the Yetzer Hara, when does it come to a person? Shayil Bada has control. When the kid emerges, or as soon as the kid is born already. I said to him, as soon as the kid is born, there's a human form there. Now that you convinced me that the neshama is in the person as soon as it's inside the mother's womb, so the Yetzer Hara is there as well. So then he said to me, no. Him came boyd b'meima. The Yetzer Hara is there already. He would kick. There's no kibbut of aim. Kibbut aim will beat his mother. The Yetzer Hara doesn't pop in until you actually emerge from your mother's womb. He taught me logically, and have a passage that supports it. She never says the Pesach Chatas Reivus. When does the Chatas come in alive? The Pesach, when by the opening comes out of the mother. The Shlokish asked the question. See, in one passage it says, I will bring them from the north. Who was them? And I'll bring them all over. It says Ived or Pesach, and the blind and the limping, Hara, the women that are pregnant, the Yeledis, and those who gave birth, Yachdav, all come down together. In the Zohar it says, and Tanya brings it down, on the same day Mashiach will come, they will conceive and give birth. But here it means two different people, pregnant women and Yeledis. So that means that they'll all come in with the way they are, all deformed or whatever they are, they are. However, another person says, they will jump around. They will be healed, they will jump around, even those who are limping. And it says here, the Taran L'Shaynilim, and will open up the tongue of the soldiers on mute. In other words, when Mashiach will come, everyone will become healthy. Everything will become healthy. Okay, said, so he answers, I'm in the moment. First, when we come back, we will come back exactly the way we passed away with all of our deficiencies. And the next miracle will happen is that we'll all become cured. That's the Tudum Sukkim. Ula has a question. One passage says, Hashem will completely eliminate death. And tears will be wiped away. Another passage says, that someone 100 years old will be called a nar. It will be called a young, an adolescent. That means there won't be any more young people. People live for a long time, but people will eventually die. There is still a short term, because eventually they will die. Not like you just said, like Kasha. Can be so, can be will live forever, and going will pass away. They'll live a long life, will pass away. For the mother, my boy Hashem, what are going to do there? It said, that they'll stand up. So we see from here that the Rambam says that Goyim also have Olam Haba, the Chassidim Olam. That the Zohar and the stranger will stand up, but they will take care of your sheep. And they will, the strangers, the foreigners, they'll take care of your gardens, they will take care of your vineyards. One part says, the moon will be embarrassed and the sun will be shamed because they'll pale in comparison to Hashem. Another part says, when she will come, that the moon will become like the sun, and it will be 7 times greater Shiva Yamim, which is like 49 times what's now. Like Kasha. There are 2 stages in Kanlim Haba. There are 2 stages. One stage that will be the Mashiach will come initially. The sun and moon will be pale in existence, and the next one is, Mashiach will come and will no longer have any servitude to the Goyim. So then the Olam Haba will be like the sun, and so on. And then at the Chesed Mesim will be that they'll be embarrassed and ashamed for all the Geluim they'll be have from Tzaddikim and everything else that's out there. Says the Gemara, what about according to Shmuel? Shmuel says, Ein bein olam hazeh l'Mashiach machlovad. Shmuel said there's no difference in hazeh and Mashiach, only shemach. In other words, you just said that as soon as Mashiach comes, will be this extraordinary. The sun will change and the moon will change. Shmuel said nothing will change except the fact that we're no longer in Golus. Like Kashi, Kam b'machan and tzadikim, and we'll talk more about this Shmuel thing in Nida. Kam b'machan and tzadikim, Kam b'machan and shchina. It depends on which camp. The Machan of Tzadikim is only a Shiva Malchus, but the Machan of Shechina, they'll be embarrassed and so on. Sorry. So yeah. Rabbi asked questions on one person. I'll put to death and I'll give them life. See, but I made them sick and I will heal them. So which one is it? I mean, to come back to life means that they still have all the deformities, deficiencies. And then other person is I'll heal them. I'm not going to work on Mashani. Same as I said before. 2 stages. First they'll come back to life, then they'll be healed. The aim is I will put them to death and I will give them life. Who says it means the same person who dies will come back to life? It may mean some people are going to die and some people are going to be born. The way the world was right now. The next part of the puzzle is I made sick and I will heal. That who are you healing? The very same person that you made sick. So the same person. When it says over here that I put to death and I will give to life, we're talking about the same person. Here I have an answer to those who say that there's no Tchias HaMesim in the Torah. Tanya, we learn. How do I know? Another place. They will then sing. So they sang El Yasha, they will sing. So similarly, you say, Yivna Yeshua, then Yeshua will build Mizbeach Lashem. Bono doesn't say he built El Yivna, he will build. He'll build it again in the future. El Miata, following, if every time it says in future tense, it means it says Oz Yivna Shleima Bomba. When Shleima married all these women and they brought the Avodah into the house, it's treated as if Shleima, because he didn't stop them, it's as if he also did it. It says in the Apostle there, Oz then Yivna Shleima built Bomba Mizbeach Lichmaish Shukatz Maya for this Avodah of Chmaish. In Nu Hachinam the Yivna Moshiach will come, he'll build this Avodah Zarah. Elamala because Akila, which over there means Yivna, not he built, not he will, but as if he built it, because he actually didn't build it. It says, still you one day you will praise the Eibusher. Not you doing it right now. When? Mashiach will come. You did already. They'll praise him. Rabbi Yeshua, whoever says Shida in this world, remember it says, those who sit on Mount praise, one day will do the same thing in the future. It says the pasuk, koil tzepayich nosu koil, that the koil of those the seers raise their voices. Yachdav together, Yiranu, they will sing. Rinu, does say they did sing. El Yiranu, they will sing. Anything we're doing in the future tense, we're saying now is talking about a period later on, Chisa Mason. So we're bringing many more proofs to what we started off in the yesterday's block. The kind of Chisa Mason minatayda. In the future, all the Nevi'im will sing in the same voice. So it says, Koil Tzefayich, the voice of your seers, which is Nevi'im. Nasu Kol Yachted, they'll sing together. They'll sing together. Raise a voice, and Yachted, they will sing together. Anybody denies a Talmud from learning halacha, you're denying them their inheritance. It says, our inheritance from the beginning of time. Anybody denies a Talmud from learning halacha, everyone will curse him for, why aren't you teaching me halacha? Even the fetus inside the mother's womb. It says, that if somebody denies the food, is yikru, will be cursed. And what's la'im? The ain la'im ela ubrin. La'im is referring to those fetus. It says la'im yemetz, and it says referring to Yaakov and Esav la'im yemetz, from the birth that they were fighting with each other. And then it says ain kaveh ela klala, and we know yikru, it means curse. How do we know that? Right? It says more ekav la'kaveh. What do you want from me? I can't curse. The ain bad ela toida, and bad is referring to toida. It says nashku bar penyenav. You go ahead, you hold on to bar penyenav. He might get angry if you don't do the bar. We'll stop over here and we'll